Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is doing great today. Are you in the fall spirit yet? I sure am. But in today's video, we are just kind of getting a few things done around the kitchen. I am going to take you for a tour outside to show you how I know fall is just around the corner. And I will be giving you garden updates. But first of all, I am making breakfast for dinner. We are big fans of that around here, and I decided to try a recipe. This is zucchini that I am just shredding up and going to get all the water out of it as best as I can. The salt helps to draw the water out. Next, I'm using 5 eggs, and I am going to whisk those up. It depends on how big your family is and how big you want this bake. I figured this would be good enough for a couple of nights, so I only used 5 eggs. All right, here I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream, probably about half a cup, and that just gives fluff to the eggs. You can also add cottage cheese if you want to. That'll give more protein and that will fluff it up as well. Next, I'm going to add some peppers. These are just some red, green, and yellow peppers I had in the freezer just to give some color and some extra flavor, as well as a little bit of onion. Onion really affects my stomach, so I only use just a little bit just for flavor. All right, I'm just adding my seasonings. You can add whatever you want to with it. Mine is the pink Himalayan sea salt, the turmeric, and my no salt seasoning that I pretty much use on everything. All right, the next thing you're going to want to add is ham. I purchased this little thing of ham specifically for this recipe, and you're just going to cut it up into little bite-sized pieces and add it to it. I saved a little slice of ham just to cut it up and save for a later day for something else or just to snack on. Okay, now I'm just going to add the zucchini. It's pretty much dried out as best as it can be, and we just have so much of it producing this year. Our garden is going crazy with zucchini, and I'm having to come up with all kinds of recipes in order to use it so they don't go bad. I've also been sharing with my neighbors because there is no way I would be able to use all the zucchini that it's producing without it going bad, and I don't want that happening. At the last minute, I decided I was going to add some cream cheese to it to give it even more of a creamy flavor. So I went ahead and grabbed this out of the refrigerator, and I only used about, 2 tablespoons of that just to give it more of a creaminess. I did have to soften it up in the microwave for 10 seconds since it was a last minute thought, but it turned out really good in it. Alright, this is the last step. You just mix it all together, put it in the pan of your choice, your baking dish, and you will put it in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes until set. It all depends on your oven. Just kind of play with it and keep an eye on it. It turned out really nice and fluffy and really good too. My husband was a big fan of it as well. Now that I have dinner going, I am going to work on taking all of these plates and bowls and stuff out of here and switching them over to fall. Now my fall decorating won't be until my next video, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over my plates, my bowls, and my cups today. So let's go ahead and do this. Up to the Dollar Tree the other day. I just picked up two because I just wanted two small ones and I thought they were so cute. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of fall cups, but that's okay. We don't need a whole lot. So, and I only have 3 fall bowls, but I have a ton of plates. So, I'm good with that. Cleaned it out really good. And here is my collection of summer cups. Some of these can go. This one can go. I don't even use that. This one I used. I didn't use these. These can go. This one is cute, so I'm keeping that one. Bless your heart, I'm keeping just have to find lids for everything. Put these away, and then we'll check dinner and we'll move on to the coffee cups. Alrighty, this is the final step, and we are adding a little bit of shredded cheese on top just so it'll melt and give it an extra little flavor to it. I thought this would last for a couple of days, but once my husband came home and tore into it, it was pretty much gone. So at least I know that this is a hit and it will be going on rotation. Okay, there's dinner. That looks so good. It was in there for 30 minutes on 375. So let's go ahead and start working on the coffee mugs. Alright, here are my mugs I'm using for the season. A couple of these aren't actually fall related, but they are our go-to mugs, and my husband has his favorite kind of mug. I went ahead and kept this in here because this is a JBJ Soul Kitchen mug, and it says Soul Kitchen, so I thought it goes well for this season. I just put my Halloween mugs up there, and then all my fall mugs here. I have just enough, although we always say that and we always get more, don't we? I probably will. So there's the cabinet. That is all done. Now I just need to put the ones I took out of here away. Okay friends, here is my low-carb dinner for tonight. I have the breakfast casserole that I made with the zucchini in it. I have some keto bread with some butter, and I have some Greek yogurt with some strawberries and blueberries. So it's time to eat. I'll let you know how it is. Alrighty friends, I'm outside and I'm gonna show you when we know the fall is right around the corner. First signs of fall around here. We have acorns falling out of our tree. Now they don't shed every year. They didn't last year. We had a ton several years before, but within probably less than a month, this whole driveway will be filled with acorns. That's how we know fall is here. And this is our acorn tree right here. This one, huge tree, as well as this one. It's a huge tree as well. So we get a ton of acorns around here. Squirrels love it, but us not so much because they definitely get messy. My flowers I planted in the spring on Mother's Day are still going strong. They usually do until the first frost, and sometimes they'll even last through that, which is crazy to me. Then our garden itself is producing really good, but we can't seem to get the tomatoes to turn red. Now, I did read that if it's over, what was it, 85 degrees or something like that, they'll have a hard time turning red, which we had many of those days. So I don't know what they're going to do, but we have plenty on here. And then we've grabbed a couple of eggplants off here this morning, but I do have another one growing there. And I have one growing on the back one. Then we've been getting zucchinis, but we do have another one growing. That's probably ready to pick. That was not that large this morning. What do they do? Grow within a couple of hours? I don't know. But we do have cabbage down there. I'm not quite sure how big that has to be. I'm going to have to look at it, look it up and see. But all three of those have cabbage. So the garden's doing really good. The tomatoes were having a hard time, but now they're definitely producing. So I'm going to give them a little bit of time to see if they'll turn red. They say that you can put them in a plastic bag or a paper bag on the counter with bananas or apples, and that's supposed to help ripen them. But I'll see if they can do their thing on the vine. If not, I might have to help them out. But here's the garden I planted over the spring. Oh my goodness, this thing has grown in. You can barely see the things I planted down there. I'm going to have to move those little fluffy things because I love those, and next spring I want them somewhere else. That has grown in crazy. Wow. Okay. The humidity really got us this year. This over here in front of the barn is doing really good. Looks like that one's dying out, but the other ones are doing good. So those are lasting pretty good. These are going to get changed to fall, and some of those will be getting changed to fall in a couple of weeks. Probably more towards the end of September. We'll get out here and do that. We get hummingbirds like crazy because they're migrating. So here is the roll and grow. We have a bee enjoying it. But these are really, I'm surprised. They're coming in pretty good. They just kind of do their thing when they want to. They don't all bloom at the same time. They bloom at different times. And there's one blooming. I wasn't sure if that's a weed, but it's getting a flower, so I know that's flower. I don't want to get too close because the bees are enjoying them right now. And then here's the plant I got at Home Depot. And remind me to tell you the story that happened to us while we were at Home Depot and why I will never be going back. I'll save that for another day. So there's those. All right, that is an update on the garden. So hope you enjoyed that. And that's what late summer, early fall looks like around here. Of course, our roses of Sharon are definitely blooming. Absolutely love these girls. But they do go everywhere. They're here. They're over there. They're over there. They're up front. You name it, they're everywhere. All right, that is the outside update.